in sunny Dunedin, Florida. We're at the Fenway Hotel. Come on, let's go check out Chef Eric. I know he's cooking up some great stuff. Come on. All right, so we are with the Chef Eric McHugh here at the Fenway in Dunedin. It is the Autograph Collection by Marriott. Thank you for having us out.
Thanks for coming out here and joining us on this beautiful afternoon.
Indeed. All right, so let's jump in. 10-year-old Eric, what did you want to do when you were older?
Oh, I was going to be a rock star. I was going to play the drums for the rest of my life. I was going to be on stage performing. That's all I wanted to do. You say 10-year-old, probably up till I was 20 years old before I realized that, you know, I needed to actually make a living somehow.
Were you in a band?
A couple different ones here and there, played around and did some studio work here and there, but nothing super serious.
And what's your instrument or your vocals? What did you do?
Percussion, drums. You know, I played some guitar here and there. I like to play it, but I'm not a guitar player. I can strum along, but I was definitely a drummer for years, and originally went to college for music for percussion.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. How long have you been in the restaurant business?
First got a job in the restaurant business when I was 15, so we're coming up on 23 years now.
So 23 years, you first get into the kitchen. At what point, or was there a point where you were like, you know what, I'm out. I want to get out of here. No good.
No, actually, quite the opposite. I think it was after in the kitchen as a dishwasher and a busboy and doing some cooking in restaurants through high school and college. When I was a music major, I worked at a high-end restaurant in the town where I was going to school, and hit kind of a point where I had a moment saying, music just going to be fun for me. I want to actually focus on food. I loved it so much. Like, it really became where I wanted to make cooking my vocation and music an avocation.
So what is it that gets you excited about culinary?
Culinary, everything about it. It fits in with music, with the rhythm of the kitchen, the rhythm of moving, the ticket printers going off, the flow and feel of the food and making it, and the artistic ability as far as composing plates, like making music, making sure you're hitting all the notes of textures and tastes and colors all in one palette or score.
So that's actually pretty cool. So you're, so I look at, it's funny, I'm just gonna make a correlation here. I look at chefs, hotels, restaurants, like baseball cards, right? As a kid, I still love baseball. I still love collecting the cards and all that stuff. And it was kind of an exciting thing. So now, in my current life, you know, with the filming and, you know, just being involved on the backside of food service, that's what keeps me driven. It keeps me excited because I look at, you know, the different chefs and your sous and the actual establishments, and I look at it like you're collecting cards. You know what I mean? So for me, I can totally identify with what you're saying. That's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding that point that you can really attach to.
If you had one food to eat for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Eggs. I am an egg fanatic. I will eat eggs any way, shape, or form. You can cook them 1,000 ways, and I will never get tired of them.
Memories in the business. You've been doing it for a long time. What's the best nostalgic feel that you have with this business?
Really, it's just been in the camaraderie of kitchens. The fam, you spend so much time at work and in the trenches and going through emotional highs and lows, and the friendships that you really make in the kitchen and in this business end up becoming second families, if not a first family, for a lot of people, a lot of individuals coming from different walks of lives and different scenarios. It's an escape. It's a collection. So you just get this beautiful sense of harmony and family with crew, and you stick with them for years, whether you work with them again years later or you just keep in touch with them. And that's kind of that kitchen camaraderie and that close-knit family that is the web of the culinary world is pretty awesome. I
find that fascinating, the vein of, like, if you went back 50 years, right, and you said, you know, Chef X in whatever city was responsible for the lineage of that area through to today. You know, that sort of thing is pretty amazing. because it doesn't start with, typically it doesn't start with whoever's, you know, prepping and making that food now. That came from somewhere. You were, you know, somebody's protege, right? And I think that's just amazing.
Yeah, it's absolutely. You know, I got the chance a couple years ago to help out and do a canapé course over at Norman Van Aken's anniversary dinner at his Norman's in Orlando, and it was a whole collaboration of chefs coming in that have all kind of worked together. And where they started with Charlie Trotter was there, and then you have Norman, and you have Emerald, and you have Dean Fearing, and you have all of these guys that came in to do this dinner as well. And you're realizing they're all part of that Charlie Trotter lineage and everything, and it's really cool.
That is super cool. Chef, is it still difficult to find staff right now?
It is and it isn't, I will say. I think our biggest asset in finding staff has been relying on our staff for their recommendations and their friends and people bringing into the business. I think that's what has allowed us to do well here. I think the last time I've hired somebody off of a resume, it was once in the last year. You know, everybody else I have on staff was either with us before the pandemic or have come as a reference from somebody already working here.
So it's a solid culture is what you're fostering.
Solid culture is absolutely the backbone of it. Taking care of the ones that are in-house, and they will spread the word to bring other people to be taken care of like that.
So we're in beautiful Dunedin, Florida. What's good about Dunedin?
Dunedin is this really cool little hidden gem. You either know about it or you don't. And if you blink when you're going past it on 19, you might not know to ever stop here. But if you've ever happened to travel up Bayshore Boulevard along this drive or gone down Main Street, Dunedin, you know you've been here and you will come back. Just the community feel from all the people that live here, the restaurants, the businesses, this historic hotel, and the beautiful homes and everything about it. It's just a very cool, fun vibe that loves to, at the drop of a hat, have any excuse to close down Main Street and throw a party, and we just embrace it.
That is my kind of town. Chef, what is your favorite beverage right now?
I'm a whiskey neat type of guy, preferably Scotch. Like, I'm a single malt Scotch drinker.
Favorite?
I like the Glenmorangie.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite distilleries.
Any of the Glens are great. I mean, Macallan is my guy. In your travels, in your experience in this food service life of ours, what is the best piece of advice ever given?
Best piece of advice ever given to me, I think it falls on that culture sense that we were talking about. And I had a chef tell me that every day in work, you're going into a fire. You're walking into a fire to put it out. Is your team ready to just drop everything they're doing and go into that fire with you? Are you leading them in a way that they're ready to go into that fire with you and help you put it out? Or are you going to have to go in and do it on your own struggling? So, trying to always create that culture of where everybody is ready to go to that fire together to put it out is going to make putting it out a whole lot easier. And just, that's what the one thing that's always stuck with me is that teamwork, that camaraderie, and having everybody be together.
Chef, we're going to jump into some food right now. We're going to go to the kitchen, see what's cooking. Appreciate you having us out. Thanks for being on Rapid Fire. And I just want to give a cheers to that.
Cheers. Absolutely.
This segment of Walking Talk is brought to you by Don Pablo, Coffee Growers and Roasters.
They call me Don Pablo, and 20 years ago, I discovered my passion for great quality coffee. Today, we're roasting excellent quality coffee that's rich, smooth, and very complex. It's a taste that's new in the world.
Hi, my name is Robin. I'm the food and beverage manager here at the Fenway Hotel in Dunedin, Florida. You're with us here at our Hugh Parlor and Chop House Parlor Bar. So today what I'm going to start making for you is our Wendell Cocktail. It's kind of a take on an old fashioned, except it features Scotch, which is again a toss out and a throwback to our Scottish heritage here in Dunedin. Dunedin is a sister city of Stirling, Scotland. So that's a little nudge to them and a little love and homage. And a take on the old fashioned again with that prohibition kind of theme. Now the Wendell, the name itself, is named after the original architect of the Fenway, which is Herman Everett Wendell. H-E-W, Hugh Parlor and Chop House, also a homage to him as well. So we try to put together as many themes and appreciate our history as much as we possibly can here at the Fenway with the age of our hotel and where we are. So to start off, like I said, we're gonna do Scotch. We're gonna do about 2 ounces. And then for that cherry kind of feel, so it's almost a little Manhattan-y, we're gonna use our Luxardo Maraschino liqueur. So a little play on both, but definitely more sticking with the theme of an old fashioned, but with just a hint of Manhattan. A little cherry bitters just to bring out that flavor profile of the Luxardo, and the orange bitters just to keep in that old fashioned frame of mind. We're gonna ice and stir, never shake. 1 large cube. And you'll see that nice light color. It doesn't have that darkness like a bourbon normally does. So that's kind of nice too. And just to get that extra bit of fun, we're gonna go ahead and put it in our smoke box for a minute. And that's our Wendell. And for our second cocktail, I'm gonna get a little more complicated, but just because it's fun, and the reason I really appreciate this drink is because it used so many different techniques of mixology, and that's why it's my favorite, and it's also delicious. So this one's called the Mcqueen. We're gonna start off with gin. I like the Old St. Pete gin here, just because it's got a lot of citrus and floral notes, so you wanna be a little particular about which one you pick. Then I'm going to muddle 2 strawberries. I'm gonna slap 2 basil leaves, another element mixology. And then I'm gonna create the base of a stone sour. So stone sour is just using essentially egg white in your cocktail with your lemon and your simple sugar. Now the reason I prefer the egg white is just because it gives it that froth and that cream and just makes for an absolute delicious drink. And then I'm gonna do a dry shake. So the dry shake's gonna enable all that foam and froth and everything like that before adding the ice to chill your drink. Then you add your ice for your chill. And then you can see that foam. Basil leaf for garnish. And voila, the Mcqueen. So we're gonna do a twist on a French 75. So traditional French 75, gin, lemon, simple, any type of sparkling wine. Cava, Prosecco, Champagne, doesn't matter. But for us, we're gonna do a little twist, again, a bit of an ode to our town of Dunedin, which was one of the strongest areas of orange growth in the area back when it was founded. So we're gonna put a little Salerno blood orange liqueur in there, not only because it tastes better, but also, again, to have a little love for our community and where we are. So lemon simple, gin. We're gonna chill that. Our champagne flute. So that's the alcohol before we add alcohol. And then just any type of sparkling wine. If you want to do a little lighter side, you can use soda water. I personally wouldn't, but you could. And there you go, that's your effervescence and your sparkling. Lemon twist. You can see that spritz coming right off, and there you are. So those are 3 of our house cocktails, all giving a little ode and homage to the Dunedin history and our hotel. Thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to you visiting.
This segment of Walking Talk is brought to you by Farm Fresh Produce.
right, so Chef, I understand you. The hotel is coming up on its 100th year.
Yeah, it was originally opened in 1927, so we are very close to hitting the centennial here with this building, and it's a really, truly a good piece of Florida and Pinellas County history.
Well, kind of get into that a little bit.
Well, I mean, as we were standing right here in front of Knock 3 Times, unlike the Tony Orlando and Don song, this was the Speakeasy in the hotel when it was first opened during the Prohibition era. So we had this underground Speakeasy, and there's some pictures and things that the Dunedin History Museum has done a fantastic job of preserving and helping us to kind of recreate and keep alive. However, unfortunately now it's kind of a structural asset under there that we can't really be down there. So we just barred it off and celebrate the history of Knock 3 Times. But the hotel originally opened in 1927, and it really kind of brought this big, luxurious, swanky hotel feeling to the area of Dunedin at the time. And throughout the years, it became a couple different things, from Schiller University and Trinity Bible College to where the International Tai Chi Society behind us bought the building. And they were kind of trying to make this their international headquarters, but it got to a point of where the massive uptake or the upkeep, whatever, the venture it would take to redo the hotel, they kind of needed to find somebody else to help into them. And that's where Mainsail came in and partnered with them and decided to create this autograph collection destination property out of the hotel.
Well, the build out is terrific. It's beautiful in the hotel. I'm going to probably go to the bar a little bit later, and I am going to knock 3 times and grab myself a beverage. So I'm just saying, Chef, thank you for the guided tour.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
All right.
This segment of Walking Talk is brought to you by Fresh Fish Fast.
It's Walk-In Confessions. Come on. All right, so Chef, this is Walk-In Confessions. This is horror stories of the business. What have you?
I would say probably my most painful experience here at this hotel. We were setting up for a 220-person wedding. They're out in the front lawn in a tent. We're back here in the kitchen trying to set out 220 salads before we go to the ballroom to plate up the entree courses. And we're rolling out, and I come into the cooler here where we are right now and grab a big giant Lexan of lettuce for these salads. And I start to walk out behind one of our other line cooks, and the door is open, and I start walking, and next thing you know, we hit that ramp down there, and my feet come straight up, and I just held in midair for a few seconds before falling flat down on my back.
You know, it would only be cool if we actually had some video footage. Oh wait, we do. Check it out.
We have some video.
Chef, listen, thank you for sharing the story. Folks, you're gonna come out and eat. It's a hard business, this is, right? Tip your servers, your bartenders. If you see the chef, give them a hats off, a thumbs up, something like that. It's hard out there. They're doing stuff for you to have a pretty plate, to give you a pretty plate and a fat belly, full belly. Chef, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
This segment of Walking Talk is brought to you by Peninsula Food Service.
All right. Wow. All right, so Chef, this looks amazing. What do we have here? Let's start off.
Let's just start off. Let's dig in here with one of our appetizers. This is the fried green tomato Cuban, as we call it, with quotation marks.
Yes.
So it's a fried green tomato topped with a Mojo fried pork belly that we've garnished with a dill and green mustard remoulade, a little Swiss pimento cheese, and a piece of fried salami on top.
Wow.
So we kind of tried to break down the whole idea of a Cuban sandwich, a Tampa Cuban sandwich, including the salami, of course, and then put it into a small plate that reminiscent of a steakhouse.
So
that's the fried salami part. That's what makes it a Tampa Cuban.
I'm gonna have a whole episode on Tampa versus Miami. Maybe you can help me with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And next up, we have our butter poached Sous-Vide Octopus. We do a nice little 7-hour sous-vide butter bath on that bad boy. Glaze it up on the grill with a blood orange barbecue sauce and top it over some fingerling potato salad, some charred orange segments, and a little frisée lettuce.
Don't wait for me, man.
Oh, just keep rocking and rolling on through. As you're eating that, we'll talk about this dish here, the scallops.
Wait a minute.
Wait, okay.
So, all right. Tell me real quick. I know you just said it, right?
Yes, sir.
Sauce is what?
Blood orange barbecue.
Blood orange barbecue. So that hit me. And then when I just jumped into the citrus, that was freaking amazing. And that is what you need to come and try, because that is fantastic.
Yeah, we wanted this potato salad is built with a creme fraiche base, so it has that kind of lemon undertone acidity into it. Then you've got the fresh oranges that we char and kind of bring a little another flavor to it, and then that blood orange barbecue sauce. So kind of hammering down summer citrus barbecue all in you know, multiple ways across the plate.
It's very well balanced.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Then
don't go too far with that.
I won't go too far. It's all right here for you when we're finished.
Just saying.
Table is yours. Next, these are our Seared U10 Scallops. Big cast iron jumbo seared scallops, served with some grapefruit segments. Put a little multicolored baby carrots in there and grapefruit beurre blanc. So again, we really want to get that nice, crispy, crunchy Utah, cast iron sear on those scallops. And then put them with again, celebrating that like summer citrus beurre blanc flavor with the grapefruit.
I love the combinations.
Thank you.
Sincerely.
Very much. Appreciate it.
I only speaketh the truth. No, seriously, this is fantastic. Like for summer, you're getting something that has high flavor, but then you get the citrus notes. It's refreshing.
Very clean.
It's clean and it's refreshing. You can eat this. I don't care if it's 140 degrees outside. It is 140 degrees outside. This is awesome. Thank you, Chef.
Awesome. Thank you.
Next.
Last but not least is the Tomahawk. It's one of our signature steaks here. It's a 44-ounce Chairman Reserve Tomahawk, char grilled, finished with a little bit of Maldon salt, and we've got a roasted mushroom demi-glace on the side that you can help yourself. Pour right over it.
What's your on the table here, Chef? What is your favorite? What's your favorite
of all of these?
Yes,
I would say it's a toss-up between the pork belly and that big slab of red meat on the tomahawk. Two of my favorite things: fatty pork belly and ribeye cooked on the bone.
Oh my goodness! So I'm chewing, and that's not any of your business out there watching. This is what I do. Get your own show. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, everything has been fantastic. And I'm digging everything.
Awesome.
Everything.
I kind of look at the moments of silence, and you told me to go on, but again, as a chef, we wait for those moments of silence. A silent dining room means everybody's got their mouths full and they're happy, and that's kind of what we look for.
Just like right now. Is this thing on? Kidding. Side note, you're out to dinner, you're enjoying your meal comes, you're enjoying your beverage, food comes, you take your first bite, spoon, you can rest assured your server will show up then to find out if everything is okay as you're chewing.
That's what we train them to do.
It's a thing. It really is a thing. Chef, listen, everything was fantastic. We're gonna dive in and finish this off. You're an amazing chef, you're an amazing human being. We've been here for several hours, and you, sir, are awesome.
Thank you. You guys have been awesome. It's been a pleasure having you here all day. Like I said, I wish we could do this every day, just have drinks and talk all day long. So
there's nothing stopping that from happening. Just saying. By the way, let's
get after it.
Let's just rip into this sucker here.